July, thereabouts. Now, what are the bodies that made up the NEL fund? We used to have a student loan scheme in the past, and we used to have some other monies were given to students. So the government decided to bring it into one body. Now, some of us have questioned the modus operandi in the operations of NEL fund and how the monies are disbursed. Now, if students have applied for school fees, they pay the money directly to the school's account, to the bursary.
And give the students the upkeep.
Yes, two arms. Then they gave the students the upkeep. Now, the investigation or the report released by National Orientation Agency, remember Amici, a few weeks ago, said that some of these students, even though they've applied for these loans and the monies have been paid to their schools, the schools still make them to pay another school fees, telling them that what they receive is only for their upkeep. So those are investigations done by an arm of government. And now that, for me, should serve, institution of government. That for me should serve as a petition to ICPC to begin investigation. Now ICPC jumped into investigation, but as you know, today the world is celebrating Brothers and Sisters Day. Probably the brothers and sisters in government circle have talked to themselves and said, no, we are siblings, so we cannot be doing this to ourselves. But the fact is that there is a problem with the NEL fund management of these funds. The blame cannot go strict only to the universities and the managers of the universities. The NEL fund have questions to answer. How much have they disbursed? How have they disbursed it? What monitoring and evaluation mechanism have they put in place? These are questions begging for answers, not just pushing all the blame on one side that the universities are solely to be blamed.